In our quest to understand what awaits us in the eternal realm, many spiritual and religious traditions offer promises that paint a picture of a heavenly existence that is free from the pain and limitations of our earthly life. As we contemplate what life in heaven might truly be like, it is inspiring to consider not only what we will experience, but also the things that will no longer have a place in our lives. Today, we explore 10 things that we will not be doing in heaven. These truths reveal an existence that transcends our familiar struggles, offering us hope, peace, and the promise of boundless joy. First, we will not suffer or experience pain in heaven. On earth, suffering is an inescapable aspect of our daily lives. We endure physical injuries, emotional wounds, and mental distress that leave us worn out by the weight of sorrow and hardship. In the heavenly state, however, all forms of pain, whether physical or emotional, will have no foothold. Every hurt will be healed, and every wound will be tenderly mended by the infinite grace of the divine. In such a realm, pain as we know it ceases to exist, because our beings will be enveloped in perfect harmony and love. The aching heart, tired muscles, and broken spirit of our earthly journey will be replaced by an overwhelming sense of well-being and complete restoration. The physical ailments, the lingering trauma, and the mental stress, all those experiences that have accompanied us for so long, will vanish, giving way to a reality of joyful freedom and everlasting comfort. Second, we will not be burdened by sin or the guilt that clings to our mortal existence. Many of us carry the weight of past mistakes, the regrets that linger, and the guilt that we sometimes believe defines our character. In heaven, however, every soul will be cleansed and renewed. The idea of sin, with all its associated shame and remorse, is transformed into a state of pure innocence. Imagine an existence where every transgression has been forgiven and every blemish has been washed away by the merciful love of the divine. In this state, the need for penance or the constant reminder of our imperfections is completely eradicated. Our hearts will be unburdened by the memories of error, allowing us to stand before the divine with absolute purity, free from judgment and stained by nothing but the light of divine love. With sin no longer a defining part of our identity, our actions and thoughts will be solely motivated by an innate love and a sincere devotion to truth, beauty, and the eternal spirit. Third, in heaven we will not be consumed by worry or anxiety. On this side of eternity, we contend with endless concerns and ceaseless uncertainties. Every day we face decisions, doubts, and dilemmas that keep our minds restless. The constant barrage of anxiety, whether it is from personal challenges, societal pressures, or unexpected crises, often overshadows the quiet moments in life, leaving us restless and unfulfilled. In the divine realm, however, worry and anxiety have no place. Our existence in heaven will be governed by a profound sense of trust in a higher order, one that assures us that all is well and that the divine care will guide us through every circumstance. With the pressing constraints of earthly life lifted, each moment in heaven unfolds as a serene experience, unburdened by the uncertainties of tomorrow. The overwhelming fear of the unknown is replaced by the soothing presence of eternal love and the promise that every need is perfectly met. The mental chatter of worry will be silenced, replaced by the calming assurance that we are secure, valued, and always in the company of compassionate celestial support. Fourth, we will not engage in endless drudgery or hard labor. Earthly life often imposes upon us the relentless routines of daily chores, arduous labor, and tedious tasks that are necessary for survival. The long hours of work, the unyielding deadlines, and the endless to-do lists can leave us fatigued and disconnected from our true inner selves. In heaven, however, the nature of work is completely redefined. Rather than being a struggle for survival or a means of proving one's worth, the concept of labor transforms into an expression of divine creativity and joy. Every activity in heaven will be imbued with a sense of purpose that resonates with our highest potential. The monotonous cycle of endless tasks will give way to engaging pursuits that bring delight and satisfaction simply because they are expressions of creativity, love, and eternal inspiration. The fulfillment that comes from creative expression and heartfelt contribution replaces the drudgery of labor, allowing every moment to overflow with meaning and beauty. Instead of a life measured by hours of toil, existence in heaven becomes an endless flow of enriching experiences, each one uplifting the soul and connecting us more deeply with the divine energy that inspires all creation. Fifth, we will not witness conflict, war, or strife. The reality of life in many parts of our world is marred by division, conflict, and turbulence. Disagreements escalate into bitter hostilities, and wars dismantle hope while leaving deep scars on our collective spirit. Such discord sows distrust and envy, fracturing communities and even families. In heaven, however, every trace of conflict is eradicated. The eternal state is one of absolute harmony, where every relationship is nurtured by mutual understanding, compassion, and respect. Instead of the biting edges of confrontation and discord, heavenly existence is characterized by cooperation and unity. Every interaction among souls is marked by an overwhelming sense of peace that unites instead of divides. In this realm, the notion of discord is replaced by an endless celebration of life, where the shared language of love communicates in a way that transcends any barrier or misunderstanding. Consequently, the destructive forces that have haunted human history lose their power in the light of a reality founded on unwavering peace and ceaseless goodwill. Sixth, we will not harbor hatred, envy, or negative emotions. Human emotions on earth can often be a double-edged sword, providing both the spark of creativity and the potential for destructive power. Hatred, envy, anger, and jealousy are forces that not only divide us, but also diminish our capacity to experience genuine compassion. These negative emotions can become deeply entrenched, obscuring our view of the beauty that life has to offer. In the realm of heaven, however, every negative emotion is transfigured into its purest, most positive form. In this state, hatred finds no foothold because every interaction is imbued with unconditional love. Envy and jealousy are replaced by admiration and gratitude as every soul is recognized for its unique brilliance and contribution to the vast tapestry of divine creation. The emotional burdens that weigh down our hearts on earth are lifted, allowing us to experience a deep and abiding serenity. In heaven, every emotion flows in harmony with the greater purpose of life, and the overwhelming energy of love drowns out the faint echoes of sorrow. It is an existence where the inner landscape is cultivated with mindfulness and care, nurturing every soul to flourish in an everlasting state of joy and bliss. Seventh, we will not feel lonely or isolated in heaven. Loneliness is one of the most challenging adversaries of the human spirit. Despite being surrounded by people, many of us feel disconnected at times, estranged from those who share our joys and struggles. This sense of isolation can stem from a lack of understanding or from the simple human experience of being alone in our innermost thoughts. In the eternal state of heaven, every soul finds itself enveloped in a community of love and profound connection. The isolation that sometimes haunts us on earth is but a distant memory when we stand together in the presence of boundless unity. In this divine gathering, every heart beats in synchrony with the other, and every soul contributes to the vibrancy of the collective spirit. The feeling of being alone is replaced by a deep sense of belonging, where every encounter enriches our lives, and every relationship is a celebration of shared divine heritage. In heaven, communal bonds extend beyond the physical and create a web of everlasting fellowship where no one is ever truly alone, and every person is cherished as an essential part of the eternal family. Eighth, we will not be bound by material concerns or the need for possessions. In our current existence, so much of our energy is consumed by the acquisition of material wealth, the maintenance of status, and the accumulation of possessions that we believe will enhance our lives. This focus on materialism often distracts us from the deeper truths and higher purposes that truly nourish our souls. In contrast, life in heaven is liberated from the limitations of the material world. Instead of clinging to objects or worrying about wealth and status, our attention shifts to the infinite riches of spirit and love. Every need is met effortlessly by the generous abundance of divine providence, and the value of life is measured in the brightness of our inner experience rather than in the material possessions we accumulate. The shift from the pursuit of tangible objects to the embrace of the intangible qualities of grace and wisdom liberates us from the endless chase for earthly validation. In this elevated state, our worth and security are grounded in the eternal presence of the divine, and all that we require is available in a form that nourishes our souls, freeing us from the constant stress of material concern. In closing, the idea that we will no longer suffer, be bound by guilt, be tormented by anxiety, toil endlessly, witness conflict, harbor negative emotions, suffer isolation, pursue material illusions, be confined by time, or be distracted by worldly troubles, paints a picture of life at its most pure, most joyful, and most free. It is a picture of an existence where every soul is continually embraced by a loving and eternal presence. This vision not only provides solace, but also offers guidance for our lives now, inspiring us to seek the divine qualities within ourselves and to transform our daily lives into a foretaste of the heavenly reality. By embracing these truths and allowing their light to guide us, we cultivate a deeper awareness of our true nature and our eternal destiny. Each day becomes an opportunity to live in alignment with these divine principles, nurturing the inner qualities that will ultimately lead us to the eternal joy and freedom promised in heaven. The journey toward this promise begins within us, as we choose to let go of the pains and limitations of our current existence and open our hearts to the infinite possibilities of love and grace. May the hope of this eternal vision inspire every step we take on our earthly path, transforming every challenge into an opportunity for growth and every sorrow into a stepping stone toward greater wisdom. The promise of heaven is not merely a distant dream, but a living reality that calls us to embrace life with an open heart and a spirit unfettered by the constraints of the material world.